So I am working on these padded insulated eyeglass cases, and the foam that I'm trying to use, I've tried to work with it a few times. I really just don't like it, and so it's not sitting with the fabric right. So what I ended up deciding to do was this decorative stitch. This has like, it's a really weird pattern. It's like a bunch of different stuff on this fabric. So, but there's these brown lines, and so I changed out my thread. I decided to do some black, and this machine does a lot of patterns. Like, I have tons and tons of stuff I can do on this. This is the one I was saying I could do a little bit of embroidery with, and so it does a lot of really neat stitches. So I decided to try to prevent the backing. This is a thick piece of foam, and so to try to keep it stable and the way that I wanted, I decided to try just putting in, you know, some decorative stitches, and hopefully that's going to kind of stabilize it more, and hopefully it will still look okay. Hopefully it's not gonna, you know, look really stupid afterwards, because this whole thing has to be folded. I don't even have the backing on it yet. I'm doing this before I put in the backing, and so once the backing is on and it gets turned and folded and tweaked, I have no clue how this is actually gonna end up looking because of this. And I'm only wanting to do it on these strips, and so I'm hoping that it's going to be enough stabilizing. It may not. I may need to do stuff all throughout it, and once it's put together, it's too late. So I don't know, it's just, everything's kind of trial and error. If I don't, this could just be a learning curve, you know. Hopefully I'll learn how to work with this foam better. There's so many things I can do with this foam, and so I was really excited to get it and to be able to work with this foam. It just sucks. I'm not liking the foam, and so there's other interfacings and stabilizers I've used that I like a whole lot better. This is not one of them. So hopefully it's just a learning curve. Hopefully I'm going to figure this all out and get better at it. If not, and I just continue to really hate doing this, then this is just going to be something I end up not doing. Let me stop for a minute so I can come around the back so you can see the back now, and they do intercross here, so that part I think will look really cool. Yeah, so I'm just gonna try this for now. I'll look at it once it's done, once I'm done with this part, before I put everything together, and hopefully I think it'll be stable enough. If it's not, then, you know, I might figure out some other stuff. If I put it together, then it is what it is. This might just be a mock-up piece that I'm just going to sell cheaper. We'll kind of see how it turns out. If it turns out nice, great. If not, then it is what it is. I made one of these cases without the foam, and it turned out beautiful. It's a really nice case, and so many people like it, and a lot of people want it. But my other cases have some, not this thick. I tried one and I didn't like it, but the other cases have some padding, and they're very nice. But this design with this foam would be very popular and a very nice case. So here you can see, so this is more an issue of just me working with this foam than the machines. The machines are not having any problem with this foam. And so, but I think that looks really cool. We'll see once everything's literally put together and folded, because it's not gonna look like this. We'll see how it turns out in that aspect. But I liked this stitch. Looks like I messed up a stitch there. That looks horrible. But the stitches look really nice. And even where they intercept it still turned out really nice. And so yeah, I mean, this machine puts out very, very nice stitches. This is my latest. This is the digital Juki. This one I just bought not that long ago. And so it's my new favorite. It's what I use for everything. So we'll see what this looks like when it's all done. So this is definitely going to end up being a mock-up cell. It just has kind of a few too many issues, but I really actually do like how that decorative stitching turned out. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of Frankenstein. So I don't know, I just really, really like it. I did put the magnetic clip, so just, you know, magnet, nice and simple. Yeah, I did that all the way through to hold those pieces together, but the rest is literally just the outside piece. And so, yeah, but it's not too bad. It actually does hold the foam in place pretty well. I think at least with this pattern, it does actually kind of look pretty cool. And yeah, it kind of turned out pretty nice. The stitches turned out pretty decent, and just gives it a little extra, you know, makes it kind of a little different, a little more unique. So I don't know, I might play with some of the stitches and do this on some of the others. Getting the magnetic clips through the foam, this one I went all the way through everything, and it sucked. It was just such a pain in the butt. This one I didn't. You know, I didn't do it on the inside. I just thought it'd be better. I do want to do a stitch across here. I think that would be really, really nice. So, but yeah, I think it actually turned out pretty decent, and it does work for holding that foam in place. This is not going to shift. And so, yeah, I think I can work on it and make it work.